Hi. So I wasn't even planning on filming right now, and I definitely wasn't planning on sharing this topic. But again, it has happened where I am hit over the head with confirmations and synchronicities, and the words are flowing. And as I'm writing it down and coming around the call and stop, I'm going, really? Really? This is what I meant to share? Really? And the whispers are loud and they are clear. And this is it. This is something that has been sacred knowledge for centuries. This is something that the ancients knew. This is something that many people know and live their life by. There are many leaders and greats all around the world explaining these concepts in all different ways and frequencies. As we receive it, we have this knowing in different ways and different capacities. And if there was only one teacher for everybody, we would be done. But there are many different people that explain concepts in many different ways, and it becomes a perfect plug-in for different people. And so here we are. This one is big, and so I'm going to attempt to bite off a complex topic that has taken me years to really mold through my life. And there's a bird at the window looking at me playfully, which is a little like creator wink for me that I'm just right on the right track, having fun. So life is a game, and I'm going to attempt to read you the rules and tell you here's how to play. So most of us live an unconscious life until we go through an awakening, which is a beautiful thing because nothing is ever as it once was. Everything looks different and clearer, and there are new levels of fun and experiences, and with each upgrade comes more peace and more awareness. And when we combine this with clear intentions, there is a shorter manipulation of the game, and the manifestation and creation come to us quicker. So the more peace we find with the divine, with the creator in alignment, the faster things come. The more we clean and clear our vibration and remove all of the emotions blocking us, the more we audit our reality in front of us, because everything happening in your consciousness is a reflection of that which is within you. So when we audit that and we see the shadows and the things like that, and you see in other people what's in you, what you're judging, what you judge is what's in you, you can begin to line it up and begin to manipulate that which is in your subconscious beliefs and access your subconscious mind and find the blocks and the limits and remove them. And so in more space and stillness and the removing of things which we don't want, what we do want just comes a lot faster. So as our reality shifts, when we first experience this crazy shift that if you don't know what I'm talking about, it sounds mind-blowing at first. And many of you hopefully deeply know what I'm talking about, or you wouldn't have attracted this video because there's a frequency match. So we have a reality shift, we have an awakening, and it's almost like we move into game mode, let's call it. And we're going to get a little bit into quantum physics today, explaining this, how one day we are awakening and suddenly it's like we're Alice in Wonderland exploring the reality around us in a little bit of shock and a lot of bit of excitement because we may not immediately realize that entering into this simulation, that simultaneously we're crossing this threshold, this veil of forgetfulness. We're going through this threshold, and as this is coming, we're removing the victim consciousness, the beliefs that the world is happening to me, and it just melts away simultaneously. And that we realize we're looking through this hologram, seeing the blissful beauty and the future of what is. Your mind, it's like a governor on a cart, like it's off, and you literally see epic possibilities. So once we've entered through this portal, doorway, passageway, awakening is happening. We could not possibly fathom believing that we're limited or a victim because we know we're co-creating with the creator. We receive confirmation. It is clear. We know the creator has no limits. We know that through us, there are no limits. Co-creating with the creator. Limits are man-made. So we can't walk through this threshold I'm talking about and ever still believe we're small because we see how big we are. We can't believe in lack because all we see is abundance. Just look at the abundance in nature, just blooming naturally, constantly through the seasons. There's fruits and vegetables and things are ripening, and there's rain and there's sun. We don't have to ask for there to be sun every day. There just is abundance. These same resources are blessing us. You begin to see that and deeply feel that and become more one with Mother Earth. So unless you want to believe in lack, because you will experience that which you decide you will experience. Either way, you decide. And what you decide will be your experience. So it's almost like we see behind the curtain like the Wizard of Oz. So the curtain has been lifted, the veil has been lifted, you've entered through the threshold, you've gone through an awakening, a spiritual awakening, and through this transition, we begin to deepen our shadow work. Because with conscious awareness of reality, you begin to experience conscious awareness of us, that reality is a reflection of us. So as you start tending to this vibration and interacting with your reality, you can't help but go inward for a period. And the quickest way of working through this and gaining back a sense of peace is reviewing everything that crosses our lens and auditing our thoughts, our beliefs, the unconscious reality from this new conscious vantage point. You are innocent. When you were unconscious, you were innocent. Even the manipulative things you may have done were innocent. They were programs running. So complete non-judgment is the way to enter into this. And from a conscious point of view, just tending to your vibration. And we begin to understand how and why we could ever choose this prior life before this moment of like dizzying clarity can be a bit to unpack at once. Like, why would I choose suffering? Why would I choose this? So let's briefly unpack these overarching concepts just for a minute to give you a glimpse, like a little hook to hang future information on. So if our thoughts and beliefs create our reality, then we know that 5% of our mind is conscious and 95% of our subconscious mind, where our limiting beliefs are, where all of our beliefs exist, is 95% subconscious. So we know that the combination of inputs that you have currently in this snapshot of life, if you took your life as is, your reality as is, the beliefs in your subconscious mind, the things you think about habitually, the habits you have, they all input, spit out this exact life you're living. All of these exact inputs create your life, and it could not be any different because it is not any different. So this is why if you're sick, depressed, and lack, like whatever the problem is that you've created in this reality, whatever you desire to change, to experience differently, you cannot keep being the same person and not live this, because this person, this personality created this personal reality. So you need to change your personality and how you show up in the world, and that comes with auditing and removing beliefs to change then your personal reality reflected. Joe Dispenza is a badass at explaining this, but that's the general concept. So the good news is you can use your exact life and then kind of reverse engineer a little bit and get glimpses of your subconscious. You can see your subconscious because that's duality. Everything that you believe is below is reflected in your reality. And where your limiting belief is, just by looking around. What do you judge in others? Because that is a belief you have in you that you're trying to suppress and push down and ignore and deny. And that is the name of the game. Letting go of judgment. And so when you can simultaneously review everything that exists and decide, is this my best life? Is this in alignment with the highest version of me? Yes. No. Okay, well, what is? What is the best version of you? What does that look like? And then create it detailed in your mind and begin to remove everything in your life that's in opposition to that. And many think how on earth can I ever begin to understand or believe that I've created this hell I'm living? Why would I do that? Why would I create this illness? Why would I create this inconvenience? Why would I create this hardship? I don't want lack. I want abundance, right? I want abundance. So yeah, fair enough. Been there. Been there. It is part of the epic game to realize why you chose it, and it's innocent, and then removing it and removing the beliefs that you need to suffer to have certain things, or whatever the beliefs are. It doesn't even matter, but you can see them because you judge them in others, and that's what's in you. So the short answer is yes, you do want abundance. Sure, with that 5% conscious mind, you want abundance. But guess what? The longer answer is the 5% conscious mind isn't the one running the show. You have 95% of your mind subconscious. That's full of programs, that's full of thoughts, that's full of doubt, that's full of fear-based thinking for hours, days, months, decades. Maybe from cartoons you saw as kids, from stories you read, movies, TV shows, programs, the books you read, the news, the things you heard people around you witness, just frequencies that you have constantly picked up every day in your life, gone into the subconscious mind, making up, let's call it your operating system of your body. Fear-based thoughts, limiting beliefs are playing out in your life because they are part of your complete belief system. And there's sometimes a delay between having things and focusing on them and then experiencing them. So that's why we don't readily connect these cycles and these repeat patterns and these loops of this same thing always happens to me. It's because you haven't caught it, pulled it at the root, and transmuted it and alchemized it into like greatness. You haven't used this to kindle the fire of this incredible life yet. So maybe you've learned to fail when you try things. Maybe you've learned that women in your family have a weight problem. Maybe you've learned you're just not athletic, or you've learned money is hard to make. Maybe you've learned that you're not wealthy, other people are. You've learned these are the illnesses that run in our family. You've learned that our family has a predisposition for whatever. You've learned you can't receive from others, which blocks abundance. There are these limiting beliefs, and you know you have them if you hear it and you feel it, that little zing, that little zip of energy, a little trigger, a little, yeah, that's just the way to explain it. You feel the zing of it, and you know you have that limiting belief, and that is feedback. That is how we tend to our vibration. So, okay, we can go even a step further for a second before we backtrack out of this rabbit hole to say that there's even epigenetic and ancestral DNA of emotions and beliefs and thoughts that are passed on in genes. That's why they can test that and find that generations later in Holocaust survivors. So, backing up, we don't need to go that far at this time. If it interests you, the information will find you and you will get your way there. You don't need to know how or why. You just need to understand basically that that's the way it is. Or if you don't understand it, just have a little area where you can take new information that I find interesting and just start putting it in this little bucket. And one day, when Greg Braden said, when your beliefs don't serve you, just go in the little bucket and see if anything there fits. You can simultaneously hold beliefs that contradict other beliefs and just hold them here in a bucket. Like, there's no judgment. There's nothing you need to do to change your life. Just keep it here as interesting. And one day, if it suits you, if it serves you, great. Okay, so instead of going down this rabbit hole, because it can take hours to actually unpack what's happening, and if you're not really understanding the concepts, you don't need to anyway. And if you are understanding the concepts, then you understand about these programs playing, and we can move on. So if you wanted to really see it from all angles and deeply understand, you will, because I have been fascinated by this, and the information has just keep coming in all the right synchronicities in all the right ways. So if it's in your frequency, you will attract it, and one day you will understand it, and just enjoy the ride there and enjoy the epiphanies. Okay, but I believe that you don't need to understand all of that to now understand the general concepts that you are creating your experiences, your reality, your habits, your thoughts, and your beliefs. So, moving forward, everything we do starts with imagination. Imagination is the key to life. Now, you imagine if you're going to try out for a sports team. You imagine the new business you want to create. You imagine what that outfit will look like on you. You imagine what your house is going to look like at Thanksgiving, having people over, what you're going to cook, how you're going to set the table. You imagine where you're going to go on vacation, what it's going to be like. You imagine. High-level athletes get into flow by first imagining with a quiet mind what's going to happen from start to finish. And then they step into that. So deciding what it will look like is how we first get there. So all creations and all things start with imagination. Jesus says to pray for it and see it as done. Seeing it as done is our imagination. So by that same token, you've probably heard me say this before, but worrying is praying for what you don't want. It's imagining and putting the full emotions behind experiencing that thing you don't want in life, bringing it into your life. So worrying is praying for what you don't want. And that's why this becomes powerful when, one, you've crossed the threshold and realized that you are unlimited, co-creating with the divine. Two, you find the blocks and the resistance. You find the limiting beliefs, the fears, the traumas, the what baggage you're carrying, what topics are off limits because they're triggers for you. All of those things are feedback. Our body is constantly talking to us. Our environment is constantly talking to us. And we get sick and diseased when we ignore these conversations and just keep forcing life. So seeing the reflection, understanding our vibration, and then cleaning and clearing our vibration by auditing the things that cross in front of our lens, the things we experience, the judgments we make at others, constantly reflecting on what we're attracting and tending to our vibration. So what words are you speaking? What thoughts are you thinking? Because they're creating your reality. Are they in alignment with your highest good that you want to live? Do they feel like joy? Do they feel like hell yeah? Okay, step 3, we'll take it further, is to reflect on what is experienced by you. And then decide in meditation and peaceful joy, get in raw nature, what is your highest good, and get specific if you know the specifics, and be general if you don't know the specifics, if you don't know yet, because as you are general and you get further and further, you can zoom in on what you want. It becomes clear. And then the fourth thing is to practice being a vibrational match for that which you desire. That's having the thoughts, the spoken word, and the feelings of what it is you're bringing in. The opposite of worry. Praying and seeing it as done. So we do that just through feeling the emotion, like Jesus said, as if it's done, and we imagine things in our mind, and we imagine them in our mind, we activate them in our heart, and we feel the emotions, and we broadcast it, and we magnetically pull it back. It's the heart-brain coherence we get into, which we can get higher into through focused meditation and stillness, because stillness is the threshold to access this creation. So where we focus and place our attention is where our energy flows. And when our energy flows, it's what we call into us magnetically. So ask yourself, does it help me to concentrate on the problems in my life? Does it help me to concentrate on the areas where I'm focusing on seeing lack? Hopefully right now, a light bulb is going off and you're understanding what Edison meant, that we cannot get to the solution from the frequency of the problem. We have to raise our vibration. We can't focus on that which we don't want and hope to get what we do want. So when we get in the frequency of the Creator, we get into that love, joy, peace, that hell yeah, that happiness, that feeling of unlimitedness, of excitement for whatever comes next. We become the frequency match for the solution, and things start coming to us. We are tapped into guidance. We receive GPS from the Creator. We can hear the whispers. We are tapped into guidance if we want to experience this. And the way there is through meditation, through quieting, through stillness, through space. We start to hear the whispers when we get rid of that little monkey mind chatter in the front that is preventing us from hearing what we want. Okay, so you imagine and flow energy, and then you get back what you are calling in, knowingly or unknowingly. So this is when we start experiencing the synchronicities and the coincidences and the divine alignment and the knowing and the God winks that, boy, are you connected to source and you're plugged in and you're getting aligned action and you are just in alignment with the creator and energy is flowing to you. And we always get guidance. There is always a connection unless we've disconnected ourselves. God will never disconnect from us. So if you focus on problems, you're going to get more problems. If you focus on this thing always happening to you, you are going to manifest that thing always happening to you. So hearing solutions and finding what we want comes with this solution vibration. When we get into that hell yes creator alignment, we begin hearing the whispers and following. So it becomes a matter of just plugging in with the creator, plugging in with God. And we get here through creating stillness, through meditation or other practices to learn and listen and hear these whispers. So the more stillness and the more space we have in our life, the more we can hear. And with this, an important part of the practice is maintaining our vibration and not maintaining the vibration of that which we don't want, but maintaining the emotions and the feelings of that which we do want to experience. So when we maintain our connection to the creator energy, that hell yeah, and we go from one thing to the next, just flow and joy, we enter a field of unlimited possibilities and potential. And things keep coming up that just reaffirm we are on the right path and we are creating our reality constantly. It's the most epic joy of creation because we start realizing our unlimited potential and our unlimited power and co-creating with the divine. We have stepped out of victimhood at this point and stepped into creator mode, and where we put our energy and where we put our focus goes towards that what we want, that what we desire. So make sure that you're actually putting your energy and your focus into that which you desire and not the absence of it. Like, I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a relationship, I don't have this, I feel so lonely. That is a lot of energy into continuing that path of what you don't want to experience. So when we focus on what we want and our desire and what is our highest good, we put our imagination to use and we dream of how good it can get, and we start living and we stop judging. Because when we judge what's coming to us in life and we judge what we're experiencing, that's what we get back in our life, more of what we judge, until we realize, stop judging it and find love and acceptance for things as they are, and we remove these vibrations that we've attracted. Life becomes more beautiful. And when we can remove subconscious judgment and remove the frequency that's being attracted to us, and we clean and clear our vibration, we are becoming more authentic, higher versions of ourselves, living our best lives, our most impactful. And that is when we realize that being our best, plugged in with source first, is synonymous for bringing the greatest good into the world. We are no good if we are not first connected to source and alignment and then acting. So when we focus on what we desire, not the absence of what we want, and we see it as done and we get out of the way, we enjoy our life. So your only job at that point, after you've put in your order, is just reflecting what is coming back and cleaning and clearing your vibration and auditing what's getting your focused attention, and then auditing what's being reflected to you and clearing that mirror. Because when we change internally, we watch it change in the reflection. We don't force it in the outside world. We wait for it to come to us, and you will continue to experience that which you put your focus on. Advertisers know this, and that is why they pay millions of dollars for seconds of your attention when you are in a meditative state watching TV, a paid program. So take back your focus. Take back your attention, because where you put your attention is where you put your focus, and where you place your focus is where your energy flows. And so choose your energy flow by choosing your attention of where you place your focus. Take back your life. Take back the creator mode of your life and co-create with the divine. Get into alignment and then clean and clear that's what's being reflected to you. Remove the judgment and remove the need to have it be a certain way other than how it is right now. I love the right now. Put in your order and then just experience blissful joy following that hell yes GPS guidance where you want to go, and watch as you're enjoying your life and things are coming to you and you're getting divine winks and synchronicities and coincidences and just epic confirmations nonstop. Enjoy being the creator of your reality. It is what you came here to do. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. You are finishing the other end of this conversation, the finishing of this ceremony, and I absolutely appreciate your time being spent here. If you thought of anybody, send this video to them. Let the conversation continue. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified of new videos. Leave any comments if you have ideas or questions or feedback, or if it launched any amazing ideas in your life. And have an amazing rest of your day.